Finally TV, remember, don't just dream, inspire, don't just imagine, create, and just don't believe, achieve. How you doing, party people? It is Gabriel, this is Finally TV, and I am very excited to bring to you yet another episode of Voice of the Valley. I have a special guest here today. Sir, introduce yourself.
I go by the name of Underground. Name is Damon. I represent Beyond Horizons Graphic and Photography, and I'm in the building.
Yes, you are, sir. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate having you. I've known this gentleman for 20 plus years. We can't figure it out, but somewhere in there, you know.
Definitely.
Met in Poughkeepsie,
Yes.
you know, back when. Shout out to Jay, you know, spoken.
Nomadic thoughts.
Nomadic. Tell the people, where'd you come from, man? How'd you get to the Hudson Valley?
Born in Beacon, Bulldog City, raised as a pioneer, Poughkeepsie, New York.
Stand up.
And pretty much been in the area, the 914 area, the original area before those who really don't know about it.
The youngins.
Yeah.
You know, I remember that. I remember that transition too. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When, you know, phone numbers wasn't working for a day or two because it, you know, just wasn't right. I remember all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, stand up to the old 914, but the new 845, where Voice of the Valley is coming down hard and bringing you these great, talented people. So, here we go into this one. Tell us why you're here today, man.
I'm basically just here, man, you know, to share, you know, the ideas, the media, you know, the personal experiences that I've had through photography.
Sure.
You know, with music, with graphic design. There's been a huge platform of, you know, things that I've been able to embrace along the way and still be a student of the arts and be able to share my experiences with others.
Gotcha. And that's exactly what Voice of the Valley is all about. So, when did you realize what your passion was?
I realized my passion when I was in my early grade years.
Oh, okay.
I remember my first experience was my brother, my older brother, shout outs to Energy, for showing me some love. My first character was learning how to draw the Pink Panther.
Oh, okay.
Grew up a Hanna-Barbera, you know, Hanna-Barbera fan.
Yep.
You know, Saturday morning cartoons,
Absolutely.
Super Friends, Justice League.
Yes.
You know, the list goes on. Once he showed me the ropes, it was off to the races.
Oh, okay.
You know.
So he can draw.
He can draw.
You know, we're going to have little graphics up, so anything you might see is probably this gentleman's creation right now, you know, especially since I just said that.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on.
Yes, sir. I knew you starting off early with the rapping.
Yes.
Like, that's how we came across. We were ciphering together over in Poughkeepsie, and that's how we touched base. So, when at that point you had already started, like you were already, you know, doing a mixtape, you were already doing things, but what did you actually end up doing the music? Like, when did that happen when you were like, I'm gonna start recording stuff and I'm gonna be serious about rapping?
I got serious about rapping, recording, when I bumped into a good brother, Billy Bad by the name, Najaron Productions. We kind of were introduced to a third-party affiliate. He needed some graphic work for some projects he was doing. I accepted the offer, and pretty much the story's been history since.
Gotcha.
This is in the year of 1998, 99.
Oh, okay. So it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. And then off of that, you started doing photography too,
Yes.
right? So when did that start?
I started photography earlier in the game. I was actually in a summer program over at Oakwood School. I don't know if you're familiar with Spack&Kill Road.
Yep.
I got accepted through a PACE program.
Oh, wow.
Where I went through this internship out there, and we learned how to take photography without even using cameras.
Wow, okay.
So there was a lot of processes, you know, without even using film. We use film paper. We use, you know, the chemicals on how to use like sunlight, use expulsion.
Oh, wow.
And we learned how to develop photos like black and whites without even using cameras.
Wow. That, I don't know how to do that.
And even still, having a Polaroid, you know, we knew about Polaroids, we knew about Instamatics, but one thing about having that moment with the photography, being able to have moments, milestones, that's pretty much what really drove me to really be passionate about being in the photography field.
Gotcha. And then when you're into art like that and you're so creative like yourself, being able to draw lends itself to being a graphic designer.
Yes.
Right? So you also graphic design
Yes.
on top of photography
Yes.
with music kind of playing the background background. Would you say that is
Yes,
true?
yes,
Right?
yes.
Okay.
It all has its
place.
its sequence.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm always gonna be a fan of music.
Yeah.
Always gonna be a fan of like visual arts.
Yep.
Graphically, you know, when something hits me, I try to jot it down with the pen and the paper as quickly as I can.
Sure.
You know, some people use software programs, you know, Photoshop, Illustrator. Some people like Corel. Me, myself, I kind of dabble in the Photoshop and the Illustrator field and kind of blend the two together along with the pen and the paper and try to basically make the work come to life.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. You'll see some of his work right here. And just tell them real quick where they can find you. We're going to repeat this a couple different times. Where can these people find you if they need graphic art or they need photography?
If you need some art, you know, with a nice, healthy budget, you can reach me at Facebook, Beyond Horizon Graphics and Photography. You can find me on IG, Instagram, Damon Sellers. If you want to find out where the music is at, you can find me through SoundCloud, Underground 19.
Okay.
And, you know, pretty much the rest is history.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough. So in regards to all this stuff, and you can go through your own sequence, what have you done to materialize all this stuff? You know, is there shows? Is there tapes? Is there a store? Like, what's going on with it all? Let's talk about that.
Well, there's been many of open mics.
Okay.
There's been many of, opportunities to open up for, you know, possible artists, potential artists. 845 areas. There's a lot of things going on right now for a lot of different artists of many different genres.
Shout out FinallyTV.
Shout outs to FinallyTV for finally having me here. Finally, he's making a breakthrough, and I appreciate it. Some of our passionate artists that we grew up with, you know, hip hop throwback, civic centers.
Yeah.
We've done road trips. We've done basically as many opportunities that have been available to me. You know, a lot of people have made that happen for me, and I appreciate every single opportunity for that.
Gotcha. And now with the photography, is that your own business? Are you working with somebody? How's that working?
I love a team. It's hard doing it all by yourself.
Right.
Being a one-man band, it's tough.
So Beyond Horizons is you.
Beyond Horizons is me.
Okay.
That's my creation. That's my baby. I birthed it with the love and support of my wife's mother. You know, she came up with the name. God bless her. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting down and just drawing one day, and she came out with the word Beyond Horizons. You're a talent, and it just stuck.
Yeah. Shout outs to Nora and her mom.
You know, shout outs to the whole entire family. I just been going. You know, it takes a lot to really get it off the ground. You know, because the first thing you got to do is believe in it. You know, if you don't believe, no one else is gonna believe. I've gone through many doors where, you know, people want to, you know, lowball you on the price. Right. You got to grow tough skin in this. Yeah, you really do. You got to keep persistent. You got to keep on believing, and you got to invest in the right equipment. You got to learn what you're, you know, investing in. Yep. You know, it costs a lot of money. This gear doesn't come overnight. You know, it's not cheap. No matter how many Christmases you have, you might not get what you want. Right. It took some years, and my wife, you know, she's seen the passion after I started off with a Fuji, you know, 700 S700, and once the Canon landed in my lap, I came addicted. Yeah. I was a fiend. Yeah. No, I get it. Hence the word. You know what I mean? I'm fiend to this. And I get it. It's when you're creative like yourself. Yeah. There's you have to find an outlet for it, you know, and some creative people can just find one outlet and dump everything into that, you know, and then other people like you, they need to be stimulated, you know, and we were talking earlier, and we were talking about energy and all that good stuff, and how, you know, God bless you for being that type of person, because I think that with the graphic design and with the photography and the way your mind works, the pictures that I've seen, I'm probably showing them right now, you know, it's a little different. You know what I mean? It's a little different, and it's like in a good way, obviously. Yes. You know, it's refreshing. Yes. So I admire you. So what I've been making a point of doing with everybody on the show, and is to tell you, you know, while you're walking around breathing, while I'm still breathing, is to tell you, thank you. You know, I think you're dope. You know, so it's like beyond just music, you know, because I've heard the music and you'll hear it too. But like, thank you for being you, you know, and doing what you do, because I think people don't get appreciated that way, you know. You know, so just want to tell you thank you. You know what I mean? So so speaking about that, what are the inspirations? Where's this all coming from? there's a list.
Yeah.
I'm trying to narrow it down.
Okay.
I would just say immediate circle would be my family, my wife, my kids, my parents, for even, producing a person like myself, my grandparents.
Yeah. Speak on your grandparents though, because you had an interesting story about your grandfather and your actually grandparents in general.
Yeah, I didn't get to know my grandfather as long as I would like, or my grandmother as long as I would like. They passed in my earlier years.
Okay.
But my grandfather, which is my mother's father, he and my grandmother volunteered in Fishkill for a number of years as through the Fishkill Fire Department.
Okay.
And he was a very graphic-oriented person. He invented a lot of things that we have to this day before its time.
Wow, okay.
Literally, if you go back into the future, hence the word back into the future, he was creating the things that most of these cars have today.
Gotcha.
His idea of drawing has surmounted, I guess, and passed down through me. If you're ever in the Cold Spring, Dutchess Junction area, there's a fire department out there. They have the emblem of this Mickey Mouse, where the Mickey Mouse is holding the fire hose and he's wearing the fire gear.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's my grandfather's work.
Yeah.
And my mother and I have traveled down there, and we want to get notoriety for that, to let it be known that that was through our family's history.
Gotcha.
To let it be known that this was her father. This was a milestone. This was a cornerstone for us. Someone in our family has projected and literally ascended their creativity to be a brand for this company or for this particular firehouse's, memorabilia. Yeah. And it's somewhere in the archives, and we're going to find it.
Oh, okay. Hopefully I'll have some render of it on the screen at some point while you're talking,
Got to get to the mom's, and she got to dig it up.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just go down to Dutchess Junction and shoot the flick.
Sure. we can do that anytime. That's not a problem.
Okay. So we started that by talking about the inspirations.
Yeah.
Are there any people outside of your family that you looked at and inspired you to be what you've become and what you're doing?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. A lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of artists that I've worked along with. Your J's. My LORs, my Big Chills, R.I.P. to Big Chill, my DJ Dons, my DJ Eases, yourself, and most importantly, how we met. Our enthusiastic energy, the passion for the art, the craft, the cadence, the flow, the tone, the vibe. Killer Bush, the Stone Crook era, your Big Chings, your DLPs. Can I say D's Nuts?
You can say D's Nuts.
D's Nuts.
Yeah.
D's Nuts was another dope dude. Kazawaza.
Shout out Kazawaza. I haven't heard that name in so long.
The Bandits, the Bandit U, the Bricks. There's a lot of people that I've come along the way and have been either inspired to be inspired or have been, mentored behind. I just feel like I'm a student at this, no matter what. I mean, there's so many different people. Even my wife. Shout out to La Femme. She's Big Ups Crew. Dan Upton. Motive Man. Res One. Like I said, Boogie. All the Hip Hop 101 supporters. The open mics that we've done. The family partnership eras. My son, my second oldest son, my 13-year-old. He's coming up in the ranks now.
I've seen some pictures.
He wants to go in right now. He's getting kind of ill with the pen game. And I'm just trying to coach him as best as I can to not walk into the wrong elements. Because this is an experience. You're gonna find your hardships. You're gonna find your moments where creative differences will clash. Right. But most importantly, you got to stay true to your art. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No matter what it is.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's not even hard to do because it's just what you do. Yeah. So, we've gotten the question a lot of times, different ways about different things, right? The both of us have gotten the question, how do you do that? Yeah. How did you think to say that? Or how did you think to draw that? Right. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. I just did it. What I'd like to say about that is just people out there, it's a great opportunity to say, when you're looking for something, right? You're looking for a producer. You're looking for a graphic designer. You're looking for a photographer. Don't just look local when it's like your wedding. Look local when it's just life and business too. This gentleman can put you on the map with some really good graphics and just really change your whole brand altogether. So make sure you're reaching out. Make sure you're using the Hudson Valley the way it's intended to be used. And let's stop closing off the door. That's why Finally TV exists, because I need to get the spotlight on us. Yeah. But for us at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, for us, and then, like, if it blows up, cool. Yeah. But it's really for us. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I want Joe Pizzella, who was on the show, to know that you do graphic work. Right. And that's just the one piece of the network that I'm trying to put together here. Right. All right. So moving on, because we could talk about music.
I got a lot. It's like literally I want to vomit so many inspirations and like literally tell like so much about where I've been and what I've done. Yeah. It's like, I don't know if it's made for TV. You know what I mean? Like, but finally, the appreciation is humbling. Yeah. I feel I've arrived, but I'm still pushing to do better. Right. I'm still pushing to make more breakthroughs, still making moves where I want my family to be secure in what I'm doing. Right. They don't have to work for anybody else. You can work for yourself. Right. Even if you got a full-time job, you still can break as many barriers out there because people will tell you can't quicker than they say you can. Right. And that's my harsh reality. And that's what I've lived my whole entire life in this area. And I've shown people through my music. I've shown people through my art. I've shown people through my photography that I'm not stopping. Right. I'm giving it my all. Right. Whether, somebody else comes along tomorrow, I'm staying in my position. Yeah. I'm a pillar here. Yeah. I belong here. Yeah. If you don't accept that, then that's your business. Right. But I'm going to handle my business, and I'm going to take care of business as it should be taken care of. Mm-hmm. As you should, sir. We could talk about that all day. All day. So let's move along a little bit. We're going to take you out of that thought process. And let's just talk about under the person, What are you doing as an activity if you're not, trying to do a music or drawing some or filming some? What are you doing for an activity? Finding word searches, stimulating my mind with words, problem solving. I like the simple stuff, Connect Four. I like even going for just general walks. Yeah. I need a bike. I gotta get back on my trek because I'm tired of driving. Yeah. Driving slows you down. Yeah. Makes you lazy. Yeah. It does. I want to be out somewhere in the mountains, man. Like, literally, like just gasping in the nice breezes and seeing the scenery as we go into this supposedly spring season, watching the flowers bloom. Sprinter. We're in that sprinter. Thank you, because I'm glad I'm not the only one who says that. We're in that sprinter. Yeah. Catching the wildlife, possibly, like you said earlier, maybe jumping out of a plane or something, doing some parachuting, maybe zip lining, something that just stimulates the body that you never get a chance to do in life. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good takeaway for people out there. If you have that creative flow in you, or you just have this nervous energy inside you that you can't release it by doing something like that. Go for a walk, go for a hike. You never know. You have the craziest thoughts and ideas when you're in the middle of exerting yourself in some way, right? It's happened to me so many times where, working out and I'm in the middle of a push-up and I'm like, oh, I could get a little cue card or something for Finally TV, you know what I mean? It's shout out Angie for the cue card idea, but, things like that. Right. So what's a favorite sport? What you watch? If you're going to watch something on TV, what is it? What's your favorite sport to watch on TV? As of late, I don't watch TV. At all? At all. Oh, okay. Very little TV. So what sport then? If it was a sport, it would have been basketball. Mm-hmm. I really don't like following the stats anymore of other athletes. Oh, okay. And it's no disrespect. Yeah. It's no hate. It's nothing. It's just that I prefer to kind of live my own life now. I've been watching other people's lives. It's time to pay attention to my own. Got you. I got you. And I know what you're going to say right now, but I want the people to know. What's a favorite place for you? Like, if you're not home, other than home, because home is home. If you're not home, what's a good place for you to be? Probably in the meadow somewhere in the field.
Yeah.
You know, either on a mountain. You
On
know,
mountainside.
watching. You know,
Mount
like I said
Beacon.
earlier, Mount Beacon. I have to go. Need to go
Yeah.
from here. Don't know. I haven't been there yet, but
Me
we're
either.
working on that. Just somewhere on a mountain, peaceful, quiet. I like to listen to the air. I like to listen to the breezes. I like to listen to nature.
Yeah.
I'm very city minded, but in my heart of hearts, I'm very, you know, in the field. I like to be in the valley where it's calm and quiet.
Gotcha.
You know, not
Gotcha.
too much ruckus, because
Right.
we need peace of mind in here.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a movement I have too, also with the photography called Peace in the Mind.
Oh, okay.
I
Talk
go
about
out.
it. Yeah.
I go out basically finding areas that I like. You know, take my camera with me. I'll pick as many, you know, visual locations, and whatever grabs to me, I'll throw up on my photo page. Peace in the Mind. I'll tag them.
Gotcha.
That way, I create this movement of, like, you know, streams of, you know, lilies, flowers.
Might be a leaf falling.
Yeah, after a water drop, which all are on that page.
Yeah,
You know, go check it out on Facebook. You
Okay,
know,
there you go. It'll be on screen.
Beyond Horizon, you know, graphics and photography. I have, you know, a number of albums that I've created up there, you know, sharing moments and milestones with people. If I'm not doing nature, I'm celebrating someone's wedding, I'm celebrating someone's birthday.
Gotcha.
I've been blessed to literally carry on 2 centennial birthdays
Oh, wow. Wow.
for 2 families
Wow.
within the last 5 years.
200 years worth of human.
200 years worth of humans celebrating
Wow.
with families abroad. I'm talking from the islands, the Caribbeans,
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Shout
These
out.
families have asked me to do their service,
Mhm.
and I was humbled and still am humbled as I speak about it,
Yeah.
knowing
That's
that they
cool.
have family who have exceeded 100+ years in living.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to be able to have that
You know,
is breathtaking. man.
It is,
It's
it is.
breathtaking.
I did a wedding once, and they do something called the anniversary dance.
Okay.
You know, and basically all the married couples are on the dance floor, and then you're announcing like anniversary dates, like, you know, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I did one, and the end couple was 67 years married.
Nice.
You know, and they were both like, you know, 80 something. You know, it's like, wow, holy
That's
moly.
living.
Yeah. Tell me about either a pet peeve or a line of advice that you're living by right now.
A pet peeve of mine. Just be honest.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes down to business, personal relationships, be honest with whomever you're dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, the budget's short, or, you know, you need something in a quick fix and you're going to take care of that person later. Do that.
Yeah.
Don't string people along. You know, unfortunately, we live in a society where promises are always being made, but also being broken.
Right.
I have a pet peeve. It bothers me. I get real agitated quick,
Yeah.
especially when the bills are due.
Yeah.
You know, you do a solid. Somebody's supposed to look out for you. They pretend like they're busy or they have other things going on. You're only important to them when they need you.
Right. Right.
Don't be like that. Be
Yeah.
important to people all the time, even if something's not jumping off. Even if, you know, you got to make a quick phone call. Hey, bro. Hey, sis. I was just thinking about you. You know, just want to know, be inspired. Stay inspired. I get
Yeah.
that from certain people.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always about money.
Right.
Money's just a monetary gain.
Right.
The growth is that you create a family outside of what you normally do for people who you want to remember you as family.
Right.
Because sometimes in this field, you know, family can steer you wrong.
Right.
Friends can bring you along. And you got to know, you got to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
You got to pick and choose who you want in your circle. You got to pick and choose, you know, the battles that you face. And most importantly, you got to be honest no matter what.
Yeah.
And the criticism that we get from this has built a lot of character, builds a lot of tough skin,
Yep.
and you got to persevere and grow from it.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I learned early, just be yourself and just be honest, and you'll never have to remember a thing about yourself.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
just let it go, and just it'll always be that way. You know, and it's like it was a great lesson as a little kid to learn that, because I took that with me, you know, into my manhood, and even now, where it's like, you know, just do you.
Yeah.
you know,
You have to.
just do you, and if you is a person that, hey, I'm gonna try to pay you, but I'm not sure, then just say that. Can you look out for me? I don't know if I could pay you or not.
Right.
You know, like just say that. Make it my decision if I'm gonna put myself out there or not. You know what I mean?
Basically.
So, you know.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned, you know, the concert.
Yes.
You had mentioned other things about music and photography.
Yeah.
Tell me about a time that you felt like a star, you felt famous. This is my favorite question, the Voice of the Valley.
Well, the time I felt famous, I felt like when I've arrived, was the Red and Meth concert that was held at the Civic Center. Shout out to DJ Hitch for making that possible for myself and the rest of the team that came along. DLP, Flat Vision. There was other couple photographers in the building. Res One. Shout outs to the brother TC, Boogie, and everybody who was on deck. That happened where I was doing an event and they liked the work that they saw after everything was done. And he was like, we got something going on. You want to be a part of this, you got to be here at this time. We got your backstage passes, blah, blah, blah. You got all access. So the throwback consisted of Redman, Method Man, Mr. Cheeks, Lumi D.
I remember. I can't believe I
Noriega, Tony Sunshine, a couple other, you know, cameos were in the building. DJ Doo-Wop, a couple other videographers were in the building. Primo was there, which was crazy.
Yeah.
DJ Premier, Tommy Guns, Lord Tariq, Peter Guns, and we had all access.
Wow.
It
felt cool.
It was humbling.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like I worked in the hotel
Yeah.
years ago. I'm talking about like 20 plus years ago. And I used to hear all the concerts going on, and I would stand outside smoking a cigarette outside of the venue like, yo, I want to be up in here.
Yeah, yeah.
20 plus years later, here we are.
There you go.
I felt like I arrived.
Yeah,
I felt like I was able to bring some people with me that, you know, appreciated and persevered nonetheless. We persevered. We never gave up.
Yeah.
Just because you don't hear about us or haven't heard about us doesn't mean that we're not here.
Right.
We've been here.
Right.
We've been here.
Right.
So know that.
And finally, there's a spotlight on them.
Yes. It feels good. And, you know, I don't bask in the limelight a lot. It feels good to just be recognized for your hard work and your dedication. This platform, I feel, would have not happened without struggle. That's my honest opinion. It would have not happened without struggle. It would have not happened without falling down a couple of times, brushing yourself off, finding the right niche, fine-tuning yourself, and like you said, from a childhood up to an adulthood, carrying those disciplinary tools with you has definitely given you, as well as everybody else who will be in this seat, a voice in the valley. A salute. You know what I mean? For real. It's hard work.
Yeah, man.
Doing that moment was, you know, breathtaking because I had to cater to two different promoters. Who only one I met. And when we had the final project done for myself, I made sure that it was like a presentation that they would not forget. And I got nothing but good feedback from it. I even got the screenshot DM message, how they appreciated the professionalism, how we handle business, and if they had something coming up, and when they have something coming up, how they would be first to dial us up.
Gotcha.
So it was a humble experience to be able to do that. You know?
That's awesome.
And everyone else that has come along the way from, you know, Poughkeepsie, Newburgh, Middletown, Rockville, Beacon, you know, New York, BX. We've traveled as far as VA, you know what I mean? Shouts to the works that I got down in VA, Hampton, Virginia. You know what I mean? My man Tavi, SK, Cake, you know what I'm saying? We just did a project for a young up-and-coming filmographer by the name of Jamal Johnson. He's got this project called The Deal. Tavi has his hands involved with that. They're doing the scores, they're doing the music for that. I designed the DVD art for that. So be on the lookouts for that as well. You know, if you're into like independent films and stuff like that. I've done a lot of stuff around here that I'm really humble about. I don't talk about it.
Well, now you are.
I'm talking about it now, but I usually don't talk about it. I usually just do the work. I'm basically what you call a man behind the scenes. Nothing more. And I'm humble. I know my position. I stay in my lane. And most importantly, I stay true to what I do.
Sure.
It's very breathtaking
Yeah.
It's almost surreal right now. I gotta pinch myself to see if that's really happening. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought that I would be doing a disservice to the Hudson Valley if I didn't invite you on and encourage you to come here. You know, so I needed you to talk about it. You know what I mean? Because people need to know about the talented people here. And it wasn't just designed for music. It was everything.
Yes.
You know, and you fit the bill perfectly. You know, so I needed you here. So I thank you for coming here.
I appreciate it, man.
And telling us your story. And I'm sure you've inspired at least one person. In the 200-300 views this thing's going to get, I'm sure there's one person at least that will be inspired by your story and be able to do what they want to do. You know?
I'll say, you know, to add on to that, thank you, FinallyTV, 845 area. From the music aspect, I've carried a lot of different obligations and responsibilities. Not for financial gain, let's be clear. Whatever I put out of my own pocket, I never look for anything else back. My mic check era, mixtapes, I was knocking on people's doors who had talent, who had skill. Shout out to Cans, D. Johns, TCP Movement. These dudes is on tour right now. They in France.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of artists that I met through the moments when we had our MySpaces, MySpace.com. I met a lot of artists through that. You know, Firewater, Colombo Blacks, Mayhems, Lorems, who, by the way, is in Queens. He's doing hella work with a lot of artists in that area.
He works with Action Bronson.
Right. Yeah. And they all underneath G-Rap's movement. So he supports them heavy.
Yeah.
El Gaunt.
Yeah.
He was at the throwback.
Yeah.
Who else? Even Boot Camp, speaking of BCC, shout outs to DLP for the left, right, left video shoot. We was on deck with that down in Brooklyn. You know, Top Dog, Stuck B, Illinois, you know, Flow Vision Media, who was doing all the, you know, videography for that. You know, myself, you know, Flat Vision, we were there, his son, you know, we actually got to be on location at the studio. It was dope. It's like you walked into, you remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Remember the White Room?
Yeah.
And they literally like disintegrated into little pieces.
Yeah.
That's what that room looked like.
Okay.
And I mean, they had DJs on deck, they had the media, they had the videos, they had their supporters,
So
they had
official.
a team. It was official.
Yeah.
We got to be cameos in that, which was cool. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
We drove the you know, the drive, and we got there. Everybody was on time. It was a good level of chemistry. The atmosphere was dope. Another event, we were down in the Bronx. There was this 3-day annual inauguration for the first females of hip hop.
Oh, okay.
And we talking
That's
about
dope.
a lot of y'all not even gonna know this. I gotta Google this. Pebbly Pooh, Angie Stone,
Oh, I never
the
heard.
first Spinderella from Salt and Pepper,
Yep.
Sparky D, Kool Herc was in the building,
Oh, wow.
Spoonie G, Grandmaster Kaz,
You're talking about the
DJ
backbone.
Lady Love. These are some of the backbones that pioneered this. If you've watched that Roxanne Shante
Yep.
joint on Netflix,
Yep.
they had that moment with her and Sparky D.
Yep.
Those women are the pioneers of hip hop.
Right.
Not these Minaj's,
Right.
not these Cardi B's, but
They're possible because of them.
they're possible because of them paving the way, and they got to tell their story. Like, there was a 3-day event. We didn't get to the first two, but we got to the last one. And by way of Jay Birthright, find that man's name and know a lot about him. He made that possible for us to be there.
Okay.
My wife, my man Flat was there. We were actually able to go down there and meet these people.
Okay.
You know, greet, you know, Kool Herc.
Yeah.
Get to shake that man's hand. Get to meet these inspiring DJs and see this inauguration go public. They had so much media down there. It was crazy. Like, literally, like, I believe they even had Nelson Mandela's, one of his sons, get acknowledged.
Oh, wow.
Down there, they had this bank. It was a bank. They turned it into the Hip Hop Museum.
Okay. Yeah.
And we got footage of that.
That's like, is KRS One involved with that?
I believe so.
Yeah, right?
I heard that the city gave them the building.
Oh, wow.
Literally gave them the building, and they're turning that to their hip-hop museum.
Wow, wow.
You know what I'm saying? The first ever hip-hop museum in the Bronx.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were actually on location to witness that.
Oh,
you know
wow,
what I mean?
that's
Which
cool.
was dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
that's
having the photography,
yeah,
the music aspect, we didn't even have to dive into.
right.
We were just in the presence of the pioneers. You know what I'm saying? The forefathers who made that possible.
Yeah, that's the right term. The forefathers
You know
of
what I
all
mean?
this stuff.
They made it happen. You know what I mean? And to be able to share the same floor with them was humbling. You know what I'm saying? It's humbling.
Of course.
You know, you feel like you don't know what to say to them. But they don't even have to. You don't even have to say nothing.
Yeah, shake their hand.
Shake their hand is good.
Tell them thank you.
You know, it carries out a long way. You know?
Yeah, man. So it has been a pleasure having you on here, but you cannot leave here without looking into that camera and telling them exactly where to find you and all that good stuff.
Again, you can find me on Facebook, Beyond Horizons, Graphic and Photography. You can book me for any service. I'm available. You can go to Instagram and follow me on IG, Damon Sellers Senior. You can follow me on SoundCloud if you're looking or interested into the music. I got some more things coming up.
Okay.
My son, by the way of Black Assassin, he's coming with some works. You know, he's only 13. He's been in it since the womb.
Oh.
Monitoring his IG pages. But, you know, musically, he's finding himself. He's expressing himself. He's finding an outlet. He's coming way of, you know, underground, you know, with mentoring of his parents, of course. And sooner than you know it, he'll be here.
Cool.
You know,
cool.
But fundamentals first.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So that is our show. I want to thank you for coming out here. You are cordially invited to the hip hop roundtable discussion that Finally TV is going to do. It'll be myself. I'm hoping to have. I'm going to ask El Gant if he wants to come.
That'd be dope.
It's going to be Monster will be here. Bill Skills will be here.
Nice.
DJ Flatline, DLP will be here.
Even better.
So you were invited to that. That's going to happen probably middle of May, somewhere in there. And, you know, it's going to be a really good discussion. So not the last time you will see under a.k.a. Damon Sellers. But this is Finally TV, Voice of the Valley. Baby, let's go.